Isolate as much as you want from people to become stronger. Even if you think that loneliness is an unbearable hell, still it is much, much, much better than multiple masks of a human. You know what? Just because of the fear of being left out and just because of the fear of being alone, some people are ready to get settled with any type of people. Like some people are ready to go with anyone. The worst part is that we don't realize who is being real and who is not being real. And trust me, being alone will be much, much, much better than being with those type of people who have multiple masks and you don't know which person is that type of person. And just because you don't want to be alone doesn't mean that you will let yourself get stuck in this trap purposely. It's better you choose to stay alone. And you know what? Being alone is not like being in a cage. First of all, to remove this thing from your mind that being alone is like being in a cage. In fact, it's like releasing yourself from a trap. Which trap? The trap of getting judged by everyone. You know what? When you're surrounded by too many people, you constantly have this thing that what they will think about me, how will they judge me, will they like me, will I get the validation and all that stuff. Being alone gives you so much of relaxation. It actually gives you so much of peace. And being alone is not a hell. In fact, being alone will give you so many opportunities about yourself, regarding yourself. When you will start staying alone, you will get to know more about yourself. You will understand your likes and your dislikes. You will understand that what you actually want in your life and what you don't want. When you're constantly surrounded by people, first I said that what thoughts will come in your mind. Secondly is that you will not get much time to spend with yourself, and your life is your own life. So you have to give time to yourself. You have to give time to understand that what you are actually, how your personality is, what you like and what you don't like. Because see, I understand this thing that being alone for your lifetime is not possible. It is possible, but it's not something which is necessary. So to get a perfect person for your life, see, first of all, to make this motive that you don't want too many people in your life. Just one or two people who are very good to you are more than enough. But getting those one or two people is not a cup of tea. That is why first start staying alone. First try to understand this thing, how you actually are, what are your likes and what are your dislikes, what you actually want in a person and how you want to spend your life with what type of a person. Then when you understand all these things, you will avoid being confused while choosing someone. Sometimes we are so desperate to not be alone. Sometimes we are so desperate of someone's company that we are ready to go with anyone. We are ready to settle with anyone, which is not at all correct. Go with anyone. We are then you will get attached with wrong people, and then later you will realize this thing, and at that time it will be too late. People, and then later you will. I don't understand this thing. Why people are so much afraid to be alone? That I don't understand. Till the day you will fit this thing in your mind that loneliness is a cage. Loneliness will this thing in your mind that till the time you will keep this thing in your mind that being alone is like a curse and loneliness is a cage and all that stuff, you will never be able to grow in your life. You will be never be able to understand yourself more, and you will never be able to spend more time with yourself, and you will never be able to love yourself more. You have to remove this thing from your mind that loneliness is a curse. You have to remove this thing from your mind that being alone is like being in a cage. In fact, being alone will give you so many more opportunities regarding yourself which you are not getting right now. And finding those one or two people is not like a cup of tea. That is why first stay alone, understand yourself, your choices, so that you don't make wrong choices. Don't be so desperate to get someone's company that you go with wrong people, because people nowadays be changing their skin like snakes. People be changing their mask nowadays, and you will never get to know who that person is. So that is why, and you know what, understand this thing that being alone, what opportunities you will get. When you will stay alone, you will start loving yourself more. You will be more dependent on yourself rather than someone else. You will not easily get attached to someone whenever you will try to get someone in your life, and you will prioritize your choices more because you have always been with that thing. You have always prioritized yourself. Everything will revolve around you of your life, and that is called being the main character of your life. These are the secondary things. Primary thing is that coming to the quote, that quote was isolate yourself as much as you want to become stronger, even if you think that loneliness is an unbearable hell, because it is much better than multiple masks of human. See, first of all, isolate yourself as much as you want to become stronger. Isolation actually makes you stronger because it makes you feel that you don't need anyone else, and that's the part when you yourself start becoming stronger. As much as you want, as much as you can, isolate yourself to become strong. Then even if you think that loneliness is an unbearable hell, first of all, loneliness, this, I don't agree with this statement only, but even if you think this thing, understand that no, it's not. In fact, it is the best thing. You will get to spend more time with yourself, and you will get to know more about yourself, and that's what the purpose of your life is, all about yourself. So loneliness is not an unbearable hell. In fact, instead, being surrounded with people who are double faced and who are having multiple masks, who are shedding their skins like snake. A snake may shed its skin, but it's still a snake. It's better than being with these type of people. At last, I just want to say that remove the shitty thing from your brain that how will I survive alone? What if no one will there with me? What if nobody will be there with me? How will I survive alone? How will I stay alone? How will I eat alone? How will I go alone? And how can I spend my whole life alone? First of all, you are not going to be alone for your whole lifetime. You have not met all the people on this earth till now, so don't think that you will be alone for your whole lifetime unless and until you don't find someone who is very 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 right for you, who actually deserves you. Prefer staying alone, because attachment is a very bad thing. If you get attached to someone wrong, if you get attached to someone who is wrong for you, who is not good for you, then it will be completely your own fault. You don't get attached with someone in just a minute or in just a second, or just by looking at or just by looking at them once. No, you spend time with them, that's why. So yeah, first of all, remove this thing from your brain that being alone is like a curse, it's like a cage, it's like a trap, and you will never get someone like this. And how will you stay alone? How will you survive alone? How will you eat alone? All that stuff. You can do it. Nobody is important for you more than yourself. To become strong, you have to isolate yourself, because people nowadays changing their skins like snake. People nowadays are having multiple masks. So prefer to stay alone till you find someone who is very 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 right for you, and don't be desperate to find someone. First find your own self. First find yourself, who you are actually, what you want actually, what type of person you want. Pehle to these all things are secondary. Primary thing is that what you like, what you want to do in your life, what you want to pursue in your life, how you are, how you want to spend your life, everything regarding yourself. Then comes whom you want in your life. That is बात की चीज़ है, वो अभी की नहीं है. So yeah, only thing you need to keep in your mind is that loneliness is not a curse, it's a blessing. It will let me identify myself, which is the whole purpose of my life. And don't be desperate to get someone's company. The best company you have is yourself. That's it.